We didn't win on this fucking scratch ticket. 15, 23, 14. And you know, a lot of that is the love of a good woman. My
that's a good point. Yeah.
My girlfriend, she
That's
keeps
a good point,
me.
too. That's a very good point. It's pretty much right around that same time that I'm noticing these things. So
Yeah, but I was
that's what it is.
I was really like, when I met her, I was really in like,
You're
I remember being in like a very zen.
full stride.
Yeah, I was
you're
like-
doing, yeah.
I'd like been on I'd been on like 20 dates like in the month before I met her.
Oh, wow.
So I remember being like, talking about the beginning of the podcast, talking about not
And
being
someone
afraid.
set you, oh, no, I shouldn't say that. But
What?
you didn't meet her through Tinder. Someone
No.
set you up.
No, I met her at,
Or at a show
At a
or
show.
something, right? Yeah,
Just-
yeah.
she told another comedian,
That's such
I
a
saw
better
this
way.
guy 7 months ago.
That's such a better way.
Oh, it was unbelievable. Well, we hit it off. We met each other, and it was like,
Yeah.
we talked to each other then that night, like we talk to each other now. It was just like
That's crazy.
instantaneous,
That's cool.
like perfect chemistry. So I was just kind of like, don't be a dummy, dude. Just follow this.
Yeah.
You know, don't doubt it. Don't question it.
That's interesting, though. Do you think if you weren't doing so well mentally,
I don't know.
you would
I
have
honestly,
been there?
dude, that whole night is so weird. So many things happened that to have me meet her that were random, and she went to another bar first and it was crowded, and she went to this bar she had never gone to. I was doing this show I was thinking about maybe not even doing it because it was kind of like a junky Thursday night bar show.
Yeah. But you
And-
decided to.
And I was like,
anyway.
fuck it, I got some shit I want to work out. And she was like, I'd seen this guy before, but she didn't know if she had. And she was waiting for this one joke that would clue her in. And I did it. And I like never do that joke. It's like a joke I rarely do. And
That's a nice little story.
she told,
We're going to write this for Hallmark.
it gets even crazier. She met this dude. I never told this story, but she met this guy. She went on a Tinder date with
Okay.
this dude. And they went to a comedy show, and I was the headliner. I closed it. She dates that guy for 7 months.
Oh, wow.
And it just, that's the period of time where if you're not hitting it off with
You're
someone,
deciding at that point.
Yeah, so
you might
she-
even let it go a little too long at that point.
that's
You're
what she
like,
said. She said it was really like the last
Yeah.
month of it. They hadn't been hanging out. She was kind of,
Yeah.
she was over it. So she goes over to the guy's house and breaks up with him. But then when she breaks up with him, he's kind of like, all right, like, no big, like, whatever. So then she's kind of like, geez, like, I'm that easy to, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
She's not heartbroken or anything, but she still goes home and she's in kind of like
It's like, that's a little weird.
kind of a weird headspace.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
So her roommate goes,
let's go out.
let's go out, have a couple drinks. Like, you end a
Yeah.
relationship, that's what you do. So they go
Yeah,
out
yeah.
in Alston. They go to this, I think it was like 2 places they went by. They went to the place they always go. It was packed. They went to another place, that what kind of crowd. They go, let's just go to this place. So they go there, and they're sitting there, and then they start setting up for a comedy show. And I guess I walk in, and I'm like watching the Red Sox game or something.
Doing your Noonan thing.
You do my noon thing, and my girlfriend goes, my now girlfriend goes, I think I've seen that dude the night I went on my first date with this guy that I just broke up with. What are the chances
That's so weird.
that I would see him? So she's like, I gotta stay for his act to see if it's
You
the
have
same
to at
guy,
that
and
point,
see if he
right?
does the. It was a joke about Dunkin' Donuts, like this specific thing about drugs, Dunkin' Donuts. So she goes, she hears me do that joke.
So she knows.
Then she knows it's me, and she's kind of like buzzed at this point.
So that's
So I
probably
start
blowing
doing-
her mind there too.
It's blowing
'Cause
her
now she's
mind.
like 100%.
Now she's 100%. That's
amazing.
I met this guy. I saw this guy the night
I love
I
this story.
started this relationship, and I'm seeing him the night it ends.
That's
right?
gotta trigger something.
So
in
she
your
goes,
fucking head.
"Wow, that's crazy, right?" So then I have this set recorded. So I have a bit about tattoos, and she's like, I go, some tattoos are so sad they signify dead parents, and she just goes, Jesus Christ, from the back of the room. Because this is another coincidence, because she has a tattoo that
that.
signifies a dead parent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I do crowd work with her. This is our first conversation.
That's weird.
She's like, she's at the back though, and I know. I'm like, that chick is cute, and I can just tell from here she's blonde, blue eye, like,
Yeah.
da-da-da. But I'm like, whatever. I'm just doing friendly crowd work with
All
her.
your DNA is like.
I'm just kind of like, whatever. So then I do my shit. It was like a good set. It was all fun.
Yeah.
Show ends, and I'm sort of looking at my notes or whatever, and another comedian comes up to me, and apparently he had gone over and hit on her.
Oh, wow.
And she's like, she goes, actually, funny story. I saw that. I just broke up with a guy today. I saw that other comedian like the night I met him, and I also saw him tonight.
So what was he like?
So
he was like, of course I'll fucking introduce you.
So he goes,
right?
This guy, he goes, it was Tilson and Emmett kind of together who made this happen. Tilson was the one who like hit on her, and they were two girls, so they both went over.
Yeah.
And Emmett goes, who's a bro. Emmett's a bro right here. He goes, I bet Will would love to hear that story.
Shit.
Let me go tell him, I bet he would love that
That's
story.
a good dude right there.
So he comes over and he goes, Will, like this fucking hot chick, like she says she saw you.
She has some crazy
She
story.
has this crazy story about seeing you and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, let's go over. So I go over and she tells me, and I think I was smooth in this. I was kind of smooth in this moment. She tells me a story. And I go, well, I think that's fate. I think we have to go on a date like right now. It's only 10 o'clock.
You're not usually that forceful at all.
No, man. And I had a white tee, ripped jeans, like my shittiest clothing.
So you really were very sound of mind and doing some good mental shit.
I just go like, what's hang? We talked for like 5 minutes, but right away I'm like, we should.
You knew, yeah.
She's like just my type, I was sold like on
She's
her
pretty,
looks.
She's smart. So like,
yeah.
So immediately you
runner.
Yeah, but you don't know that immediately.
No, but
yeah.
But she anyway, so she's like, yeah. I go, let's go on a date right now. She's like, okay. And her roommate gives me I give her roommate my phone number. I'm like, you can call me, like call her. I was like, here's my name.
Yeah.
Like if any, check in on us.
Yeah.
And I'm not a total stranger. I also had radio the next morning at like 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 103.3 amp radio the next morning. So here's something.
You don't usually want to push it too late.
I'm just like, fuck it, living my life, right?
Yeah.
Living in the moment. So we went out, we went for like a 10, 15 minute walk around Austin, and we're just like chatting like old friends who had known each other for a million years, falling in love like in that 15 minutes. We go to the Gas, Great Scott, where I recorded my first album. We sit at the bar there. She has a beer. I have like an old Duels. And then we have our first kiss there.
Wow.
And then we, ever since then we've been together.
It's very nice.
What's crazy, even crazier about it, the cherry on top of the whole story is, since I had just gotten off stage, I just had my, and I walked right over. I was carrying it, and I sat down next to her, and I put my phone down. My audio recorder from my set was still going the entire time, and I have our entire first meeting on.
That's crazy.
High quality audio. I have it on Google Drive, so I sent it to her like halfway through like our 4-month relationship. So I sent it to her in like a MP4, MP3. I was like, you can listen to this. We can both listen to it anytime we want. And so that's the story.
I like that.
Not like a romantic story.
It's like a legitimate TV show story.
Because we were just two strangers, man. Like
ships in the night.
And we totally and the guys, Tilson was there. I remember Tilson saying it. He was like, geez, I don't think I've ever seen two people have chemistry like this.
That's crazy.
Like we were just like pop, 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 pop.
It's a real thing.
It happens, that saying of,
I think you can be happy with a lot of people, but I think there is like I'm not saying like a single person match, but
it's personality matches.
Very much. Yeah.
And when it happens, sometimes it's just, especially since I had been on all these dates where you're spending hours trying to kind of decide, do I like this person? Do I want to spend time? And you're really on the fence. All of a sudden I'm having like this, it was just like when two Legos are like clicked perfectly together, you're just like, holy shit. Like it was just a snap,
Yeah.
So
then it makes, so that's interesting. I don't know if you want to answer this, but does that mean like all the Tinder stuff was almost beneficial in a weird way?
Oh yeah. No, I've said that. I think Tinder for me, I mean, this is sort of funny. This is the way I live my life, right? It's like I go to open mics, I go to bar shows,
Yeah.
and then I do my shit on the weekend.
Yeah.
I run 5 miles, I run 10, then I
you
do a
run
half marathon. It was like I
exactly like
was
that.
on Tinder, I'm doing this shit, and then I finally I had the opportunity, and I was prepared for it.
Yeah, because you noticed that it wasn't a chore. All these things were clicking.
Yeah.
And if you hadn't done all those other things where it was a chore and it wasn't clicking, you wouldn't even have known.
I wouldn't have even
That's
known. I might
crazy.
not have had the confidence
That's
to.
so interesting.
Isn't that it is, right? So it's kind of, and especially since at that time I was becoming, it was like my gimmick. Like I had just been in an article about Tinder.
Oh yeah.
I had written a piece for the
You were a
Big Boston
relationship
about Tinder.
You were a relationship Noonan.
was
People
big-
were asking you.
Yeah, I was doing all kinds of like talk shows, podcasts about that. I was disliking it. I was like, man, this is kind of like a sorry ass gimmick to be getting, you know?
So it's not you.
Oh yeah, so we stayed up all night, and then I went on radio the next morning, and I said, I was in there. I was like, guys, I haven't even slept. I was like, I was with the girl I met at my show all night, and they were like, oh man, look at you, like pimping, life on the road. And I was like, nah, man. I was like, I actually really like this girl. I was like, she's
That's
really
crazy.
cool. I
You
remember
have to get that clip.
saying
You
that.
have
I
to
know.
get
I
that
gotta
clip.
get that, dude.
You have to.
And but I still think like, you know, I'm gonna get a guy. I want to get someone to animate the conversation.
Yeah.
Like, but it's just crazy. You can see me smiling, just even
Making
talking
me
about it.
smile. That was a nice story.
It's a good story, right?
I like
Clip it,
that.
motherfucker.
I'm definitely gonna clip